if you've got the talent and you can work on the hard work and put them both together, then you give yourself the best chance of becoming a top athlete.
When you start to build yourself up and start to have real, authentic confidence from hard work, everything else goes away.
What's the secret to success? Hard work, hard work, hard work.
The key with me is just always finding what the anchor is. And an anchor is getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning every day before anybody else and grounding my thought process in the no one will outwork me. No one.
The true secret of success is to accept the truth that the only path is the path of hard work and productivity.
You understand that if you struggle now, you stand tall later. You understand that if you suffer now, you smile later. You understand that if you sacrifice now, you will succeed later.
When I realized that I can learn through hard work and I can beat the valedictorian in school, but I got put in 10 hours more a day than he does. You know what kind of strength comes from that? When you're sitting down and that guy, that valedictorian studied for an hour, and you know I caught you, and I am dumb, but I have the work ethic to catch you. That's where David Goggins got really invented.
How can a champion be a champion without hard work? How can you get that promotion that you know you deserved without hard work? How can you be the best father or mother you can be without hard work?
Consistency. Sometimes you beat people not because you're better, you just wear them out. You just wear them down. This gonna be the year with some team, you just gonna wear them out.
How can you get to the next level without hard work?
I'm telling y'all gotta get to the place, bro, when you execute, when you get it done, and when you come out, they just scared because you out. When Mike Tyson came out, he didn't have to fight 80% of his fight. He just came out, and because people knew he could execute, boom, 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 boom. When you get results, when you execute, man, it's a difference.
Don't wait for someday. There are 7 days in the week. Someday isn't one of them.
What God has blessed you with, the talent, he's given it to you to play ball. He gave it to you. You just was blessed with it. Now you got to put in that work. I know many of you saw this game. They were down by 20. They were down by 20. Down by 20 in Golden State? No. Down by 20 away. But before this happened, if anybody's been studying him closely, what happened before this game happened? 77 three-pointers in a row. This boy made 77 three-point shots in practice. They were down by 20 points. He came back and won the game, but you might have missed it. Do you see it? He's shooting a three-pointer with his eyes closed. They showed it on Sports Center. The boy's eyes is closed with the three. Boom. Muscle memory. His eyes is closed. What was he thinking about? He was thinking about in practice, 1, in practice, 2, 77. And he starts saying to himself, we down by 3 points. 3 times 7 is 21. Let me give him the business. 1, defense. 2, defense. Guys, don't worry about it. Just give me the rock. You sure? Remember what I did in practice? Seconds left. He not even at home. He away from home. He got his eyes closed. Boom! With one of the best defenders checking him. This kid didn't take his team to the most wins this year because of what he does in the game. This is your year. This is your moment. If not you, who would have not now win? This is you, baby. Ain't nobody stopping you but you. Can't nobody stop you but you. You not average, stop acting like it. You not average. Why you being average? You not average. Why you being good when you not good? You great. You phenomenal. When you gonna step up to the plate? You gonna let a high school dropout, somebody that lived in abandoned building, somebody ate out of trash, outdo you? I couldn't hardly read when I got to college. You gonna let me outdo you? You're greater than that. And so I need you to do me a huge favor. I need you to dig deep. Now it's time to create a legacy now. You had your fun. Now get to work.
Because if you sit down, you're not going to get back up. No excuses.
Get back to fucking work. It's time to get back to work.
But when you really want something, you're gonna get it. There's no excuses.
No excuses in everything. You eliminate that, everything changes. You embrace accountability, and it's game over in life.
I had to work harder than they did.
Yeah.
This is what I'm going to do, and this is what I'm willing to do.
And I will always outwork you because I love the game more than the stuff.
They may be more talented, they may be smarter, but they won't outwork me.
But I just work harder.
So after games, I'm like, hey, Kobe, like, why were you in the gym for so long? He's like, because I saw you come in. And I wanted you to know that it doesn't matter how hard you work, that I'm willing to work harder than you.
I will outwork you. I will make it possible.
The real man says, like, I'm not gonna make no excuses. I'm not gonna point the finger and say, Lewis, you didn't do this, you didn't do that. I'm gonna take full ownership, full responsibility.
Biggest problem that you have had is not that you don't have resources. It's not that you don't have supporters. It's not that somebody doesn't believe in you. It's that you have not believed in you. Get your head in the game. Stop sleeping on yourself.
Because if you do that, if you actually work as hard as you can, you have no excuses.
You have to accept that all your excuses are lies. You're too tired, or you're too sore, or you're just plain not feeling it, then it doesn't stop. If you don't make it stop.
I want you to spend all your energy on overcoming your weaknesses, because behind every weakness you overcome is another level of success.
Whatever that goal is, whatever that insurmountable feat has been, whether it's weight loss, financial, mindset, relational, I don't care what it is, career, to be a CEO or an investor, whatever it is, get it done. This is not the year you sleep on yourself. Every year you have not gotten it done, it's because you're sleeping on yourself. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up!
I still have to fight every day. So there's no excuse. There is no reason. There is no ifs, ands, or buts.
What will it take for you to make it happen?
Interested people watch obsessed people change the world. Kobe Bryant was not interested in winning championships. He was obsessed.
If you really have an obsession to figure it out, you will figure it out.
Look in the mirror, motherfucker, is you versus you.
And obsession comes in the small details that nobody pays attention to.
Because our obsessions become our possessions.
You hear this all the time. Don't sweat the small stuff. The 1%ers, the 0.01, they sweat every single detail.
I'm obsessed with it. We'll win or bust.
What you obsess about most regularly, you will eventually possess in your life.
You have to be obsessive. You have to be obsessive. You have to be addicted. You have to be disciplined. The key there is you.
Winning requires you to be different, and different scares people. It's never enough. Nothing great is going to come without you having to deal with adversity and pain tolerance.
The price you will pay for not winning is infinitely greater than the price you will ever pay to win.
It's everything, and it's in the details.
If I can do it, why can't they? You gotta fight like hell.
That if you want a thing bad enough to go out and fight for it.
It's the ones that can fight, the ones that come back, those are the ones that succeed. Those are the icons. Paradise starts in hell.
And if you simply go after that thing that you want.
You're not f***ing born with greatness. You earn greatness.
I don't care how you get there. The goal is to win, period.
One characteristic became apparent as a major predictor of success. And it wasn't communication skill, it wasn't emotional intelligence, good looks, or physical health. It wasn't even IQ. It was grit.
To be successful at anything, the truth is you don't have to be special. You just have to be what most people aren't. Consistent, determined, and willing to work for it. No shortcuts, integrity, purpose, determination, and discipline that it takes to be a champion in life.
Grit is about persistence, resilience, and determination. It's about showing up day after day. It's about holding on to your dreams, even when the road ahead looks dark and uncertain.
Grit is passion and perseverance. Grit is having stamina. Grit is sticking with your future, day in, day out, not just for the week, but for years.
It's the most important attribute. It's more important than intelligence. It's more important than domain expertise. That ability to grind through even when you don't see immediate results, even when it looks like you're going backwards. That ability to stay gritty and grind, that's the difference between winners and losers. You practice piano, you practice math, you practice cooking, practice some grit.
Grit is work. Grit is a challenge of a lifetime. Grit is something that many people don't even know how to get through it.
It's about winning one-on-one battles. Fight to fight. It's our fight to fight. 1 and 6 doesn't define who you are. What defines who you are is what you do when you 1 and 6. Give everything you got today. Fight your fight.
First things you're going to find about being gritty is that it really has to be something that you're excited about, that's worthwhile to you for whatever reason, to push through, to suffer through the boredom, the difficulties, and all of that. And I think that's the most underlooked part of grit, is that it needs to be something that you're compelled by. It's got to be like cool and exciting and interesting to you.
We often hear stories of people who succeed seemingly without effort. Those who make it look easy. But what we don't see is the grit behind their success. The countless hours they spent practicing, failing, trying again. The times they wanted to quit, but didn't. We don't see the struggle they faced or the sacrifices they made. And yet through it all, they held on.
I'm telling you from experience. I got a GED. I lived in abandoned buildings, ate out of trash can. I got a PhD now, and that ain't on IQ. That's on GQ, grit. That's all grit. PhD is all grit. Master's degree, all grit. Took me 12 years to get a 4-year degree. That's all grit. So I can't teach you how to be elite, but I can teach you how to go in there. I'm talking about grit. I can teach you how to go in there and murder some other team. Not with talent, just outdoing. So I'm talking about endurance. Just having more stamina than they got.
Let me tell you something about grit. Let me tell you about what it really means. Grit is when you're hurting so bad. Grit is when you're hurting so bad, but you know you got a job to do. Grit is something that pushes you in a total different direction. Now, I'm not talking about those naysayers. I'm not talking about those individuals that cry and moan and groan because they're not getting what they want right now. How do you get through something? You gotta keep climbing. It's gonna hurt. It's supposed to hurt. If it doesn't hurt, how you growing?
The greatest minds, the most successful entrepreneurs, and the most accomplished individuals didn't get to where they are without failure. They didn't get to where they are without learning, adjusting, and keeping at it when things got tough. You see, grit requires a shift in how we perceive challenges. We must begin to see difficulties, not as threats, but as opportunities.
Talk about grit, right? That ability to grind and stick with something even when you're not seeing progression, even when you don't see results being made. So it's a really important attribute, right?
Don't look for any gains where there's been no sacrifice. Don't wake up and look for no game. Don't look for your game to improve. Don't look for the record to improve. Without sacrifice, there are no gains.
It's easy to get discouraged when things don't go as planned. It is easy to quit when success seems so far out of reach. But if we embrace grit, we shift from being passive observers of our circumstances to achieve creators of our own futures.
You think this is tough? So the fact that he's riding you, the fact that the coaching staff is riding you and saying no shortcuts, do it the right way, do it over, do it over, do it over, do it over. Why? Because in practice you get to do it over. In the game you don't. They write that stuff down. It's recorded.
Everything we do takes time, takes courage, takes understanding, takes the will. It takes a reason. It takes knowledge. Ladies and gentlemen, climb. And you slip up. Get up. When you feel like you want to quit, don't quit. Know that you have to do these things. Know that you have a responsibility to yourself, to the people that depend on you and love you. Climb, climb, climb up.
Consider the story of Michael Jordan. Jordan didn't make his high school varsity team on his first try. He was cut from the team. Told he wasn't good enough. Many would have given up, but Jordan didn't. Instead, he channeled his disappointment into relentless drive to improve. His failures became his motivation. And the result? 6 NBA championships, 5 MVP awards, and a legacy that inspires athletes worldwide. But grit isn't conformed to the world of sports. It's present in every field. From business to education, from science to the arts. Take J.K. Rowling, for example. Before writing the book Harry Potter series, Rowling faced numerous rejections from publishers. She was living on welfare, struggling as a single mother. But she refused to give up on her story. Today, the Harry Potter book have sold over 500 million copies. It has been translated into 80 languages. Her success, not just a tale of talent, but a story of grit. The courage to persevere despite overwhelming odds.
So why am I passionate? Because I got a chance to control my own life. You have a chance to control your destiny. That, my friend, is the American dream, not a Cadillac. Not a big house. The American dream is all men are created equal.
Grit is the bridge between dreams and reality. It's the strength to keep going no matter what. So when you face obstacles in your life, in your own journey, remember that the greatest success stories aren't built on talent alone. They're built on grit, the ability to preserve, the courage to rise, and the unshakable belief that no matter what, you will reach your goal with grit.
It's the mindset. Like I had a victim mindset. Like everything was about somebody else. You know, it was like the outside, inside theory. You know what I'm saying? Which is terrible. It's like everything that's supposed to blow me up and take me to the next level is somebody else's responsibility. When I look back, all the anger and the frustration and the hurt, it was all blaming. Everything was about this person or that person or this person. I never even realized I was where I was because of who I was. And I was actually getting the physical manifestations of my thoughts, of my feelings, my emotion. Like I was creating this. The hardest thing I've ever done was look in the mirror and tell myself I was sorry.
Sorry for what?
I was sorry for what I got myself into, the choices that I made. That dude is the dude that looked himself in the mirror and was like, yo, you owe yourself an apology. And not only that, you owe yourself correction. You owe yourself change.
Wow.
That was one of the most difficult days of my life, was looking at myself, correcting myself, telling myself I was sorry, and then moving forward saying, now what are we gonna do from this point? One of the dangerous things is the outside-inside theory. It's dangerous because what you're doing, whether you know it or not, you are comparing your journey and your life to somebody else's journey and somebody else's life. Let's just be honest. You don't even have the right context to do that. You don't know why they're doing what they're doing. You don't know like what their strengths and weaknesses are. So you're comparing yourself to somebody. They're nowhere near who you are.
Yes.
And so you're comparing yourself. So this is why I believe it's the inside out. Like everything we do starts from the inside. So I'm using the information you're giving me to build my journey. Not I'm trying to be you. What are you doing? Wake up. Greatness is in you.
And going back to kind of your story of the victim mindset.
Yeah.
You know, your mom lies to you about your dad. You don't see your dad. You know, abandoned warehouses. You know, all the problems. Inner city kid struggle, getting kicked out of school, struggling. You had everything against you, right?
Hold on, no. See, yeah, I'm glad you said that. You had everything against you. No, the greatest problem was I was against me.
Oh.
Nobody ever told me I was my greatest asset.
Yeah.
I'm my greatest asset. It doesn't matter where you come from. If you don't activate you, the environment doesn't matter anyway. Great environment, bad environment, and anything you activate, anything you do for you, it's gonna blow out. But at the end of the day, you have to be the first thing that you invest in. And if you invest in you, I just believe there's nothing that can stop you.
I'm telling you, we can't lose our hope, because once you lose your hope, you lose everything. I'm here to tell you that once you get started, you can't stop until you get there. I'm telling you, when you get in the boat, you make a commitment. It doesn't matter if the gale comes. It doesn't matter if the winds and the waves come. It doesn't matter if the storm comes. Just keep rowing.
You need to be more disciplined about your minds.
Right? What do the people need to be thinking about with their minds?
So here's the deal. You're already in pain. Get a reward for it. Why would you let them destroy your life?
Let's go.
Why would you let them own you? Why would you allow that thing they did to hurt you now define the rest of your life?
Yeah.
It's like, no, I was in pain. It's real, but get a reward for it. Don't just think about you. Listen to me, like I didn't give up. That's what I'm saying to everybody. We all go through pain. Some of us go through pain and it becomes our tombstone. Some of us go through pain and it's a scar. And we live a life of reward. So I'm just gonna say, again, 2025, do me a favor, check you. So you're in the ballot box and you're looking at all these options, doctor, lawyer, teacher, whatever you see, president, mayor, governor, do me a favor. Before you check off any of that, S&P 500, real estate, before you check any of that, check you.
Yeah.
Before you check anything, check you and go look yourself in the mirror and go, yo, I'm my lottery ticket. You gotta figure out who you are and love you and feel good about you and not care what nobody think about you. Figure out your North Star and wake up every single day going after your North Star. It's like, you gotta figure out what makes you happy. You have to find the thing that wakes you up at 3 o'clock or 6 o'clock or 10 o'clock. Like, you gotta find the thing that brings the life out of you, the joy out of you, the happiness out of you. And you can't do that following somebody else's North Star. So my last one would be, man, figure out what you was put on this earth to do. And I mean, every single chance you have to do it. Do it, and when you're not doing it, enjoy your life. So however much time I have left, I need to work hard and I need to enjoy that time.
Absolutely.
What if I told you this was the last Monday morning of your life? How do you stay driven? I'm gonna ask you a question. How don't you stay driven? Well, let me get this right. You won the lotto of the universe, which is you are a human being on Earth. And you're not driven, and you're not fired up, and you're not going for it, and you're willing to sit like a lump and just wait till you die, you suck.
It gets harder for anybody that's living and breathing. So no matter what you do, you gotta keep moving forward. Strong in the trenches.
you don't know where you're going. You're lost, you know what I mean? You have no direction. So for me, I felt like both of them together, when you have the vision and you're able to manifest, but then you also put the work in, magic happens, man. Magic, that's where the magic is, but a lot of people never get there, unfortunately. A lot of people, we're blessed that we can dream.
Right? I gotta get stronger. I gotta train differently. The weight training program that I'm doing, I gotta tailor it for an 82-game season so that when the playoffs come around, my legs are stronger and that ball gets there. So I look at it with rationale and say, okay, well, the reason why I shot air balls is because my legs aren't there. I go, well, next year they'll be there. That was it. Done.
Come on, where are your values behind the scenes? What do your habits look like behind the scenes? Come on, what kind of work are you putting in behind the scenes? Come on, drop down and give me 50. Come on, write it again. Come on, believe it again. Come on, sing again, record the song again. Come on, I'm talking to that athlete. I'm talking to that musician. Come on, who are you out there? When you are committed, you give everything you have. Every single day, you are either losing ground or gaining ground. The choice is yours. But this time, make it personal.
Different scares people. And anytime anybody's told me I'm crazy, I've always thanked them for that. Because it gave me the ability to see and do things that other people can't do, and acknowledge things that other people won't acknowledge. If you're obsessed with taking your business, your sport, whatever it is, to another level, stand up. You must be able to deal with pain. And the more understanding you have of what's causing you the pain and how you've dealt with it is going to determine how successful you will be in whatever you choose in life.
It's on you. Your failure and your success is on you.
I think the thing that people misunderstand about success is they're looking for the easiest way to get there. Look at the most successful people in the world. They're the most coachable. They have the least amount of doubt. They have the least amount of doubt. You usually have doubt because of what somebody else is going to think of you.
So people that aren't going to see your vision, people didn't see Jeff Bezos' vision, people don't see Elon Musk, people don't see Kobe and Jordan's vision, and that's okay, but you've got to be willing to see it in yourself.
Everyone's going to hit adversity. It's how you deal with that adversity. And the key word is you, not letting somebody else deal with that adversity. You have to deal with that adversity. And how you deal with it. Are you going to fight through it, or are you going to curl up and just roll over into the corner? People talk about this all the time. Losing builds character. Well, how much character do you need?
Your dreams and thoughts better be so big that they better scare you. They better scare you. Because you're not thinking big enough then. You don't want it. It has to be something that nobody else has thought about before or done before. The process it takes to be number one and stay at number one, you have no idea. Very few people understand what winning and success does to an individual's mental health. Everybody wants to sit in your seat until they have to sit in your seat.
But it takes a special individual, and there's very few people that can do that.
I always say this, the most driven individuals, they live a life for many years and certain times without balance. Everybody strives for balance, balance, balance. And in order to be that obsessed with something over and over again, there is going to be times where things are going to be out of balance. It just is. You can't be the best at something and try to balance everything else around your life. You don't find balance, you create it, and it's different for every individual out there. The balance I've created may be completely different than the balance you've created. And there's certain times in your life that the scales are definitely going to be weighing towards one side more than the other. In early part of Kobe's career, it was about basketball and winning, And towards the end of his career, it became less about winning. It was still about basketball, and it became more on spending time with the family. But you have to surround yourself with people. You have to surround yourself with people, with individuals that would be selfish for you. They understand your obsession. They understand your drive. They understand your attention to detail. Make sure you're all in. Your obligation to yourself to be the best, to achieve the highest level, has to be greater. The pressure you put on yourself has to exceed anybody else's pressure that puts on you. You got to start winning. It's a mindset. Before you have an exceptional skill set, you have to have the right mindset. You have to have a great mindset. The stronger your mindset is, the greater your skill set is going to be. They gotta want it. It's what fuels you. What's fueling that desire? Individuals that can control it, harness it, acknowledge it, know how to use it. It takes them to a completely different level. You have to win with all of you. Everybody can handle pressure. You know what? Most people decide not to.
But why is it worth it?
Because the results are so good. I have to be at my best to win.